in essence, it's incredibly important, in my opinion, that you don't sacrifice your life for your tinnitus. Because when you do that, your anxiety can become higher. Why is that? If you do cut out everything that you enjoy in your life and you try to tailor everything for your tinnitus, then of course the need to get rid of your tinnitus, because you cut all out these favorite things, right? The need to get rid of it is getting higher and higher. Derek in our WhatsApp chat support group, which you can find the link to as well here. So I wanted to make this video for Derek, but I think you could all benefit from it. So Derek mentioned that he read that caffeine, sugar and alcohol can largely influence your tinnitus. And supposedly if you cut that out, maybe even help tinnitus or to get rid of tinnitus. And my honest response to that, I have had tinnitus for 12 years and I've tried a lot of things, including cutting all of these out. And I do know that my tinnitus is related to hearing loss. So I'm deaf on this ear and I have a hearing aid and a high-pitched deafness, quite an intense tinnitus for 12 years. But I mean, I'm not bothered by my tinnitus and I live my life as a tinnitus coach, helping you guys out there to cope with tinnitus. And to be honest, my experience, my tinnitus can get worse when I'm stressed. It can sometimes even go up a little bit when I'm stressed and I'm having too much coffee. But I love coffee and I would never cut it out of my life, even if that means that I'm having a little bit of a higher tinnitus for half a day. I have no problem coping with that. So my honest opinion, hands down opinion, is of course you can go and sacrifice everything. And maybe you want to do it for a limited amount of time and maybe you do see some results. Maybe, right, it changes your tinnitus. And if that is the case, and you choose to do that, then that's fine. However, when you become stuck in a reactivity of cutting out so many things that you get pleasure by, for example, by drinking coffee and you enjoy that and it's something like a ritual and you really like drinking coffee or having a beer with a friend or a glass of wine in the evening with your family. And then it's more about how to deal with the certain spike that you might get for a very short amount of time because your body is stressed out a little bit because of dehydration, or your brain's a little bit more active in certain areas because of the caffeine. But that is something, in my opinion, then either you say like, okay, well then I'm going to cut these things out completely. By the way, I'm always talking about a healthy habits, right? Like it's no secret that drinking huge amounts of alcohol, eating a lot of sugary stuff and having a non-healthy diet will not benefit you and not benefit your tinnitus either, right? That's something that you guys should all know and that I'm sure you're all taking care of already, right? But to be honest with you guys, like I've had people coaching clients and I say like, why don't you, if you know that you're not going to get rid of it by cutting out all of these things, you either cut back on them and then when you do consume them, you're consciously accepting the fact that your tinnitus is increasing for a short period of time or for a limited amount of time. And you say, I consciously enjoy that beer with my mate tonight and I don't worry about my tinnitus because I enjoy this drink. I know that my tinnitus is not dangerous and I will not have my tinnitus limit all the positive or all the nice things in my life, right? Given that you are healthy in healthy amounts, right? So like this is all something that we keep in mind, right? But in essence, it's incredibly important, in my opinion, that you don't sacrifice your life for your tinnitus. Because when you do that, your anxiety can become higher. Why is that? If you do cut out everything that you enjoy in your life and you try to tailor everything for your tinnitus, then of course the need to get rid of your tinnitus, because you cut all out these favorite things, right? The need to get rid of it is getting higher and higher. And then if it doesn't work and the tinnitus doesn't go down and it's still the same amount that it used to be before, you get annoyed, right? And you're like, why? I did all of these things and it's still not getting better. And this is so annoying, right? And then the need to get higher and the anxiety cycle flares up again. Rather say, if I do have that glass of wine, my tinnitus might become a little bit louder next day. My sleep will be a little bit disturbed. And when that happens, when my sleep is not perfect, and when I've had a little bit to drink, then my tinnitus goes up, right? And you accept that. And that's fine, because you know how to deal with it. And dealing with it, I've talked about this a long time already. the ways of cognitive behavior therapy and acceptance and commitment therapy to literally retrain your brain to make use of the neuroplasticity that your brain has, of the ability of your brain to change and adapt to certain stimulus, to not react to tinnitus anymore and to not be bothered by tinnitus, so that you can literally live your life as if you didn't have tinnitus. And that is the goal of this community. That is the goal of the WhatsApp chat support group. That is the goal of www.mytinnitus.club, to build a community that is stronger than every single one of us individually, and to share the wisdom of my having coached hundreds of people all over the world with tinnitus. And I have this message out there that being healthy is possible even with tinnitus. There's nothing wrong with you, and you'll be absolutely fine. So make sure you check out the WhatsApp support group. Make sure you check out mytinnitus.club. You can get a free trial for a couple of days. See if something that you benefit from, that you like, to do the coursework, to get into the weekly topics that we have, the sessions that we have, the check-in sessions. So it's all there for you to just grab it and get the knowledge into how to live your life with tinnitus, to decrease the volume, at least subjectively, and to really start living your best life despite tinnitus. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope also for Derek. And I wish you all a fantastic weekend. Cheers.